Hello, you are the elite, the fearless, the uber nerds who have chosen to do advanced higher computing science. Bravo. I'm just going to do a quick introduction to, I guess, my part of the course. I'm going to be teaching, this is Mr. Hill, by the way, hiya. I'm going to be doing the database and web development units. Miss McColgan is going to be teaching software development, and Mr. Scott is going to do computer systems and manage the project for you. So I'm just having a look at the course spec, which of course is in Firefly and the SQA site and so on. I don't intend this to be very long, but I just want to go through it. Let's drag rather than doing that. So first of all, I mean, you're probably aware of this stuff already, but the way that the course is structured, and no doubt my colleagues will drum this into you as well. You've got the question paper, 2.5 hours, and then you've got your project, which is worth the exact same amount as the question paper, so 50% each. And the project's why people enjoy advanced higher. I think it's a bit of freedom, not like the higher Nat 5 courseworks. So let's just scroll down a bit and see what's in the course. So same 4 units that you're used to: software design, database design, web design, computer systems. Important bit at the bottom here though, integration of technologies is central to the course. So it's all about these things coming together. And when you do your project, you have to, for your project, come up with something which integrates at least 2 of these. Okay, so as I say, I'll be doing database and web. I was quite gratified last year to see several people doing database driven websites. Gratified, I don't know why would I be pleased just because I taught that bit? I don't know, I like that too. I like doing the database driven websites. Okay, so you can see actually even the way, so you get this for Nat 5 and higher, even the way it's laid out here, just all of them, you need to be able to identify inputs, process outputs, feasibility studies, and so on. But let's just look quickly. I'm gonna kind of skip past that stuff. The way I'm going to work it is, just because I think it makes sense, is I'm going to start, we'll start off with databases, and then once we're done that, we'll do web. The way it worked last session was I did databases August till the October holidays, and then web afterwards. Obviously things are a little different this year. Hopefully it'll just give us a bit more time to really get into things and really get confident with stuff. So this middle column here is database stuff. What's new? Really, a little bit more to ER diagrams, so a little bit more about design. A little bit more about SQL there. Well, actually, let's go on a bit further. Let's look at this. This is where you see all the really new stuff. So, creating databases and tables using SQL rather than in Access, clicking create table or whatever. Deleting them, the fairly well-known drop statement. Using having clauses and using a few different logical operators. There's quite a lot of problem solving in the SQL. Well, I mean, there is a higher Nat 5, isn't there? But advanced high, you get some quite tricky problems in terms of coming up with queries. I'm not going to look at the web just now because we're not doing that for ages. That's about it. The hardest thing in databases is definitely the SQL stuff, and I would say specifically the stuff we do near the end. I think last year what people found hardest was I guess these 2 things, these 2 little bits. and maybe these. A few little bits that are conceptually a little bit tricky. The rest of it, there's just quite a lot to remember, and you have to, in the exam, be able to actually write out code, which is a bit of a pain. So, you know what? I think that's about all I want to say just now. Feel free to have a look at the web column, but I'm not going to bother right now. Really, what you need to do is just make sure you're very confident with the higher level stuff. So thinking about databases just now, you need to be really confident with how you do ER diagrams. You need to be really confident with how you do data dictionaries, and the SQL stuff you really want to get confident with. So for now, I would suggest you imagine that you are actually sitting an exam in a month and a half, and focus on the database element of that. Now, of course, like Miss McColgan's going to be telling you to look at software design stuff and so on as well. We just take a little bit each. I get a double period each week to do this with you. But of course, your advanced higher, that's even, it's like first level university. There's a big expectation that you are going to be taking a lot of responsibility, that you're going to be very independent. You won't need you won't need spoon-fed either. You won't need to be spoon-fed, and you'll be taking responsibility and showing initiative, and and searching things out yourself. So what was I rambling on about? How long have I been talking for now? 7 minutes. Oh dear, I'll make it less than 10 anyway. So you need to be really confident before we introduce the having clause, particularly, and a couple of these other things. You need to be really confident with the stuff at higher. So go and revise it, practice it. You had all the stuff you were going to do for revision anyway. That's what you need to be doing initially. I'm not even going to deal with the advanced higher stuff until the second lesson. For now, it's making sure you're confident with SQL, wildcards and aggregate functions and grouping and aliases and all that sort of stuff. Okay? Have fun. See ya.